to the right. Climbing high in the sky, a symbol of the men who fought to keep us free. Scott Yoak, call sign Scooter, is flying the P-51 today in honor of all of those who fought and gave their lives so that we can enjoy today here at AirPower over Hampton Roads. If you, ladies and gentlemen, will get your cameras ready, we'll give you an opportunity from the left as Scott approaches for his photo pass. Scott Yoak is from Lewisburg, West Virginia. He graduated from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University with a major in aviation maintenance and a minor in air traffic control. He was checked out to fly this airplane when he was just 20 years old, and we think, how is it that a 20-year-old could fly an airplane that can go over 400 miles per hour? But in World War II, there were a lot of them in their early 20s who answered the call to defend our freedom. That aileron roll, that barrel roll, I should say, is dedicated to Scott's dad, Bill Yoak. We lost Bill just a few years ago to cancer, but Bill was a master metal worker. For those of you who remember the television show Baa Black Sheep, Bill Yoak was involved in restoring aircraft that were used in that television show. He worked in the movie business, but he moved back to West Virginia to have a better place to raise his son. And together, Bill and Scooter spent 15 years restoring this aircraft. Look at the precision with the way this young man flies. The 4-point hesitation roll. Many of the parts were made, and the skins were handmade by Bill Yoak from scratch and to the original factory blueprints from North American Aviation in 1940. This airplane was featured in the National Geographic documentary Inside Airshows in 2008. The P-51 he named Quicksilver had some very unique features. The paintwork is among them, as he does the 16-point hesitation roll, stopping the aircraft every 22.5 degrees. The P-51 is a celebration of our nation's armed forces. Every aspect of the paint represents those who have served and those who gave the ultimate sacrifice. The black cape covering the front of the aircraft represents the veil of protection that our armed forces give us. The veil is one of the reasons we have what we have today, and that is freedom. Freedom to worship, freedom to speak, freedom to work, freedom to seek happiness. As the cape extends to the back of the canopy, it spreads out and divides into feathers, symbolizing the eagle that has flown with every aviator since the birth of aviation in 1903. The black paint has tiny sparkling stars in it. Each sparkle represents an American veteran that served our great country, the unsung stars in our lives. These veterans are the glimmering star in a mother's eye, a wife or a husband's heart, a son or daughter's hope for the future. The silver ring behind the propeller spinner represents the shining halo of the guardian angel who guides service personnel, having given the ultimate sacrifice to their final resting place. The Black and white stripes on the wings are there as they were on all Allied aircraft on D-Day, June 6, 1944. The stars and bars, proudly displayed, represent the armed forces symbol that all United States fighter planes carry. It carries the post-war version because Quicksilver was never part of a unit until after World War II. All of the bare metal of the P-51 is polished if you were to look closely into the metal. You can see for whom our veterans fought. Bill Yoak, an individual with a love and passion for this type of aircraft, did all of the metal work. Remanufactured parts, handmade, and unlike the hurried war parts, these parts are made with the skill and care of a master craftsman and obtain the most attention to detail necessary to restore this Mustang to a condition better than factory new in 1945. As this silver bird quickly streaks across the sky, let us not forget those who served and sacrificed and gave their all. Thank you, Scooter. God bless America. We're going to have a couple of photo passes by Scooter, and I'm going to have Jay fade the music, and we'll not say anything at this point so you can get video of it. We're going to have one more photo pass. The P-51s that some believe is the best fighter that's ever been built. We'll see more Mustangs later and we'll talk more about the airplane. But it's amazing that it was actually first built not specifically for the American Army Air Force, but it was built in response to a British request. Here comes Scooter. As Scooter was doing his rolls across the line, one of those rolls was not a 4-point or an 8-point or the 16-point hesitation roll, but a 5-point hesitation roll. And that 5-point hesitation roll was there to honor all 5 branches of our military. The Army, the Air Force, the Navy, the Marine Corps, and the Coast Guard. Scooter's going to land his P-51, and in just a moment, we're going to bring a very, very important aircraft to center stage. And let me give you a little background as we get ready to do that. The Air Force flies the F-16 Fighting Falcon. Back in the early 1970s, there was a competition for a new lightweight fighter for the United States Air Force. The airplanes that competed for it were the General Dynamics YF-16 and the Northrop YF-17. The YF-17 lost the competition. But the Navy needed a new airplane,